The most hotly debated science issue these days is global warming, of course. I mean, climate change. Three science superstars stand out among those who make the case that we must act now, subsidize solar power, punish coal plants, buy an electric car, and who are these three superstars?
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill.
Bill Nye is one. He hosted a TV series that taught kids about science, and to his credit, he's willing to come on programs like mine and debate us so-called deniers. Neil deGrasse Tyson won't debate. The planetarium director was the host of the TV series Cosmos.
Neil deGrasse Tyson will take us on another journey across the visible universe.
And of course, let's not forget Nobel Prize winner Al Gore.
Our ability to live is what is at stake.
If you listen only to Gore, Tyson, and Nye, you know we're on a path to disaster, and we better do something about it now. But do they really know what they're talking about? Let's bring on a real climate scientist, Roy Spencer, formerly with NASA. He's now a principal research scientist at the University of Alabama. So what makes you more knowledgeable than these guys?
Well, I've actually been doing climate science for the last 25 years, and these guys haven't.
Bill Nye, the Oregonian, says when it comes to climate change, Bill Nye is still the science guy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bill Nye has said some things that are just downright deceptive. I think
he's a mechanical engineer.
Yeah, he's
not
a mechanical
scientist.
engineer, but he could learn about this stuff, and I'm afraid he hasn't.
And Neil deGrasse Tyson, so worshipped by the left, the Huffington Post, all-around awesome guy, and Neil is with it.
Well, there's no question these guys have personality, which most of us scientists don't.
Okay, let's look more closely at our three superstars, starting with Bill Nye. He's pushed the idea that people like Roy Spencer are not global warming skeptics, they're deniers.
People are going to have to leave Florida, leave Louisiana, the Gulf Coast. When people say I'm a climate skeptic, no, you are a climate denier. You're a climate change denier.
Yeah.
He gets applause. You're a denier, like you're a Holocaust denier, denying obvious truth.
I really resent the term, as do other skeptics, because we don't deny climate change. Climate change has always occurred. Most of us believe that humans have some role in that, but again, this plays well on TV and to certain audiences.
What you deny is that it's a big crisis and it pays for us to spend billions pretending to solve it.
Yeah, and that we should be actually killing millions of people to solve it, because that's what the current proposed solutions would do.
Killing millions because we would make it harder to get fossil fuels, which keep a lot of people alive.
Well, that's right. Everything humans do requires abundant, affordable energy. This past winter, thousands of people in the UK died just because energy had gotten so expensive due to forces, in the government that want people to buy wind energy, which is extremely expensive.
But Nye gets all the good publicity. You don't. He gets attention for tweeting out things like Bill floods Texas. This is the tropical storm.
Right now, Bill Nye can say things like our recent tropical storm Bill, which occurred, by the way, during hurricane season. We do get tropical storms during hurricane season. Everything gets blamed on global warming now, even weather events. And it's just gotten ridiculous. And I don't know how these people can say these things with a straight face.
Okay, on to climate change superstar number two, Neil deGrasse Tyson. A cable news host says because of him, it's tough out there for climate denialists.
Denialists are increasingly in retreat, and it's all thanks in part to people like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
More storms, more coastlines getting lost, people beginning to lose their wealth. People, if they begin to lose their wealth, they change their mind real fast, I've found, particularly in a capitalist culture.
Ooh, capitalist culture. He worked that in. I don't think they like capitalism.
It's capitalism and the generation of wealth brought about through access to abundant, affordable energy that has allowed us to be resilient against weather.
Finally, our third alarmism superstar, former Vice President Al Gore. I thought he was kind of old news by now. He was embarrassed when he was caught in his giant house burning 12 times the amount of fuel that other Americans burn. Also, a judge pointed out that his film has 9 big errors, at least, and I thought nobody much cared about An Inconvenient Truth anymore. Film's 9 years old, after all, but it turns out that children of the day still watch it in school, sometimes several times. And while Al Gore won't debate any skeptics in the media, he does wow a Clinton Foundation audience.
Look at my hometown, Nashville, 3 years ago. They called it a once-in-a-thousand-year flood. Look at the fires in the West. Look at the Pakistan flood. Look at the Russian drought and fires that put food prices at an all-time high. These extreme temperature events are 100 times more common than they were in the mid-20th century.
100 times more common.
Which is bull. Severe weather has not increased. Even the United Nations admits this, that there has not been any measurable increase in severe weather events
That's
around
my understanding,
the world.
too. So we ask Al Gore and Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson, what makes you qualified to talk about climate change? Gore and Tyson did not respond, but Bill Nye did. He says, as an engineer, I studied physics, classical physics. I took courses in heat transfer and fluid mechanics. The physics of the atmosphere involve both.
That's true, but you need a lot more than that. And I've learned in 25 years that what we think we know about the climate system, it seems like the more we learn, the more we realize we don't know.